Greetings, everyone. This is D.
This is C.
And this is Black Meets World.
What up, what up? What's up, what's up? What's up, what's up, what's up? Hey.
So C had many drinks before we got here, and now she's feeling it. And I'm really excited for this episode now.
Yo, I'm actually, yes, there's a lot to be excited about in addition to like some special guests in the room.
Right. So let's do
Crank it
that.
up.
We have y'all do she and her pronouns, everybody. We have the ladies from Hot Sauce here.
Hey, shout out to
Sauce.
the sensitivity. Can you
Listen,
educate
right?
those who are not informed
I'm gonna let them do that actually.
on pronouns? Thank you. Okay, let's crank it up. All right.
So we're gonna have you guys just introduce yourselves and like what you do. You can say whatever about that you want, and then we'll talk about Hot Sauce in general.
Okay. Like our profession?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Noelle.
Hey, no.
I'm
Hey.
1/4
Welcome.
of Hot Sauce. I'm a school social worker in Brownsville, Brooklyn. I work with middle school students, and my job is crazy.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm Katie. I'm a video producer at BuzzFeed, and
Liddy.
yeah, I just make mad videos, and then people tell me what to do.
Word.
Facts.
I'm Megan. I'm a teacher in Newark. I teach students with behavior disabilities. And shout out to my boys. I have 12 boys in my class. And just trying to educate them on social justice, feminism. That's the kind of stuff we be working with.
Word.
Civil rights.
I'm Adair. I'm a resident DJ at Hot Sauce. I'm a DJ all over the place in Brooklyn, and I also work in digital advertising from 9 to 5.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies.
So tell us what Hot Sauce is.
Adair?
Okay. All right. Well, we are a collective, and what we do is we really just try to provide a platform for people of color, women of color, queer artists, just to showcase their talents, because I feel like there aren't enough opportunities and places and spaces that are consistently available for us to kind of showcase our talent. So we kind of had been going out a lot and felt like there was always something missing from our experience. Like, we have a squad here. Some of us are straight, some of us are gay. So every time we're going out, we're trying to find a place where A, we're going to have good music, B, we're going to meet good people that aren't assholes.
White?
Get straight to it. Get straight to it.
White Republican asshole. There's a list, I guess, right? Okay.
And we kept finding that, where it was like if we wanted to go to a gay place, we had to go out to Manhattan to really white spaces with horrible music, or we go to a place that has good music but there are no gay people, or so we're like, stop, we just need to make this happen ourselves. Like, we can do it. And like, me and Meg were driving out to Philly. Shout out to Philly, 'cause that's a spot.
When was that? Like,
About 2 years ago.
No, that was last year. That was this time last year.
it's been a year.
What do we go there for?
Outfest. Yeah,
Okay.
Outfest, which is a dope, like, queer block party that happens every fall in October. And we had just been out that night, and we were just like, oh my God, like, the shenanigans every time. Like, we shouldn't have to go to these lengths to kind of find like-minded people, women of color, people of color, to just go out and have a good time. And we were talking about it, and we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just make something happen. And as we're, like, thinking it all through, like, me and Meg are very specific types of people that might not be thinking about some of the more detailed parts of, what would go into the party plan. So we're like, all right, stop. We need to bring a team in here. And who better than...
Me.
Yeah, this one. Noel runs a tight ship, and Katie as well. So we're like, stop. We texted everybody. We're like, all right, when we get back, we're going to go to Havana Outpost and have this meeting.
Shout out to Havana Outpost.
Yes.
And,
There's margaritas.
Margarita downtown.
There was barely a meeting that day.
we got it
All I
done.
remember is margaritas, and we're like, hot sauce.
We ended up at Woodlawn,
Oh yeah.
which is like real black. And we was like, we're going to make it Hot Sauce.
yeah.
So where the name Hot Sauce come from? Like, how did that come up?
I did that.
Noelle, Noelle definitely did that.
I don't know why I
I
was
remember
so clever.
walking up to you, and your eyes were just like exploding. Like,
I was more excited about the HAUTE, so I just want to
Yeah,
let
she's
y'all
like, I
know.
want it to be sophisticated. Then.
Yeah, what's the definition of hot? I forgot, but that's why I liked it.
Yeah, you did
it was like, I wish I could tell you
like
now. I should Google it.
fashionably something.
And it was just such a good definition. We wanted to incorporate it.
They're gonna murder us on like
I know,
the
they're
comments.
gonna be like,
why don't you know what the fuck?
Yeah, so I was really excited about the spelling, and yeah, and it's so like Hot Sauce is so representative of all of us anyway. Like I don't know why. Like we're Caribbean, so we like
Everything is hot sauce.
Yeah, y'all black, so you like hot sauce.
Yeah.
And it just like made so much sense. We wanted to have a black party, and there's free chicken involved, also, which was part of our.
There would obviously be
Shout out
hot
to the
sauce
culture.
there.
Okay.
Shout out to the culture. Another part of the chicken, I would say, is like since we've been living in Brooklyn, I would say like 90% of the time, if we're out and we got drunk and we went there's a chicken shack across like around the corner from us that's open 24 hours.
Nights at the chicken shack.
Yeah, and so we're usually like kind of like drunk, stumbling around. Like you can find us there, like 4:30,
Putting chicken in
AM.
our mouth and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like real bad actually.
There's actually a small window too. Like there's a little small window.
The walk up.
We
one
like
of those.
scream inside of it. And we're like, give us the.
They only got like
the ones that are on
wings.
every corner in Newark. You gotta like
Absolutely.
scream
Shout out
through
to
the
Newark.
shit. Shout out to Jersey. I'm really
Yeah.
excited because y'all are all from Jersey and I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that in a second.
This is like just from outside because D, I know you invited Hot Sauce to be here today, but from an outsider who was not as familiar, this is such a dope concept,
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
and I think it's imperative because there's so many spaces for people to feel comfortable and to be themselves without being stared at or feeling ostracized or feeling like what they're doing is not normal. And I think like this is an awesome concept. You know what I'm saying? Like. Especially now, y'all look young and vibrant and beautiful and black, and you know anything that supports the culture and that promotes positivity. I think is dope.
Good vibes, good chicken.
Good vibes and good. And I will tell y'all firsthand, the chicken is off the chain. I
Oh,
went
so
to
you been?
Oh yeah, I went to. I went to the first house party.
It was a shit show.
The cops came.
In a good way. In a good way. Though?
Yeah, it was wild.
It was a lot. I think I left actually like 10 minutes before that happened. Like Mary texted me and was like, "Yo, the cops just came." I was like, "Yo, I'm just getting on the train."
Yeah.
Well, first a crazy white lady came to the door, and then the cops
Yes.
came.
So somebody, there's another person that's not. Is she's not in Hot Sauce technically, or whatever. She makes the chicken.
Oh, Chef Chris.
Chef Chris.
Chef Chris.
Shout out to
The
Chef
original
Chris.
recipe right there.
She
Right.
is everybody in this room's best friend.
So she made some rum. Somebody made rum punch. I think you made the rum punch.
Trini made the rum
I
punch.
was drunk.
Trini, what you
Adair was on the
said it on
ones
the
and
podcast.
twos, and then Chris had made the chicken, and I was sitting there like, why don't we do this all the time? Like this is exactly where I want to be right now.
Right.
And then you guys kept having parties, and like I put all of my friends on. I was like, y'all.
You
need to
did.
go
You
to
came
this
squad
shit.
deep.
We did the one
Facts.
time we were at Old
At Old Tababo, y'all had like a section.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
But my main question is like, how do y'all all know each other? Like, how did this group come together?
So corny.
Well, we all grew up together, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Went to the same high school together.
Went to the same high school. Me and her went to like kindergarten together.
We like had play dates.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
you say it like that?
We all knew each other in
Don't know
our
what I mean
really
by play date.
disgusting 90s like outfits and like big jerseys and I don't know, like Beyonce jeans and
What high school did y'all go to?
the worst.
I'm just asking.
Columbia High School.
Shout out. Best high school in New Jersey.
Okay.
It's in Maplewood.
Yeah.
Yeah, same high school as,
Lauren
Lauren
Hill.
Hill.
Lauren Hill.
Solana,
Rotimi.
Rotimi.
Oh, he is from Jersey.
That's all.
More.
Shout out to Power.
Zach Braff, but like who cares?
Braff.
But
Who's that?
Exactly.
man. White
Exactly.
Scrubs.
Garden
Scrubs.
State.
The white dude from Scrubs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Goofy.
Yeah.
The best friend.
Scrubs.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Honestly, didn't watch Scrubs. but-
Garden
Well, I
State.
mean,
I didn't-
I know
it
the
wasn't,
main-ish
it wasn't an art
characters.
school though, which is weird to me that everybody has succeeded kind of in like
The arts.
another plane other than like education. You know what I mean? Like we all like with DJing and singing and dancing.
Wait, who sings? Who dances? Hold up.
Well, there's like so many. different
Oh,
people,
you
like
meant
from
other
Columbia
people.
High
Oh,
School
okay.
that like have become successful, and it's just a regular. It's not like an art school, like
It's not like LaGuardia where you
Yeah.
about to be out. And
Yeah, and so
I
it's very
gotcha.
interesting how successful all the people have become from that high school.
So, like, what is y'all's plan? I mean, I know you have parties frequently, but like, what is the ultimate, I guess, goal / what do y'all have coming up?
Ooh, I love this.
You like this is your favorite question?
Yeah, because I got so many ideas.
Right. We have a lot of ideas. We're definitely like we've all like had great conversations about what we want to do. Right now, we want to make our parties like as lit as they can be. We like the vibe that we're creating. That's like our big thing. It's like let's make sure that everybody feels good. Everybody's eating. Everybody's dancing. Like talking to each other. And I would like to be in a place where we have a consistent venue and like that's our home and everybody knows that the Hot Sauce party is going to be there and it's going to be lit. Now, after that, I would love to do some community service.
Amen.
I would love to do some panels, like dying to do that. And so I'm just trying to be patient and like get this party off the ground. Well, not off the ground, it's off the ground, but do a little bit better and like make sure that we have like a following that we can now do panels and we can do service projects.
Make the party run itself so we can start
Or
like,
you can do other
branching,
stuff.
pretty much.
Exactly.
Okay.
So question. So everyone is very familiar with the parties and how many you've had. Can you explain for those who are not familiar how many parties you've done, where they've been located, how people can find them?
Right.
All that good stuff.
Well,
Yeah. What is this?
I would have to
Six?
count.
We're coming up on 5 or 6, I think.
5 or 6.
Yeah, the first one which you mentioned was in our
house
apartment,
party.
and that was crazy.
I
Hot
actually
Sauce
wanted to talk
Studios.
about
There was a lot.
Honestly, it was a shit
Yeah,
show, but it was one of my
wild.
favorites,
No,
to
it
be
was great.
honest.
That was so much
Listen, I love a good gutter party. So you talking to the audience right here. I mean,
It was one of my favorites.
So can I talk about that party actually?
Yeah. that
Because
was-
the reason why we had that party at our house is because we've been throwing parties at our apartment. And we have a huge apartment in Flatbush. 3 of us live together.
Yeah.
So we've
cool.
always been throwing parties.
I mean,
And-
Meg lives there.
And Meg lives there. Meg brings her
Coming through,
dog
I
for
be
the
coming
weekend.
through.
So
That's right.
yeah. So we was like, okay, should we go to a bar or should we just say fuck it and have a house party? And we had the craziest party, like
Yeah. We thought there would be
Ever.
like 50 people there. I think it was like 130 people or something. Like, it was lit.
Yeah,
And the
then people
floor was
packed.
bouncing.
yeah.
everything.
And my brother
Nice.
who works in like
It was so
security.
bad.
Your brother was at the
And asset
door. That was your
protection,
brother.
yeah.
Okay. They
Yeah.
had like a makeshift security. That shit was hilarious.
You don't be tight. You just call him makeshift.
Well, you know why? Because when I came in, like, you know, it was early when we got there, but as the night progressed, I remember him like standing there
Stressing.
and he's like 6'5", and he
Exactly.
was like
Noah's
telling
brother's
everybody
huge.
like what the fuck was up. And then I remember people were like in y'all's bed, like there were so many people there.
Yep.
People were in y'all's bedrooms and
Yep.
stuff, and I was like, this is about to get real crazy. Like,
It did.
yeah, in people's personal space, you know,
Yeah,
like if
we-
you're in the living room and the kitchen and stuff is one thing, but y'all are in somebody's
oh,
bedroom.
do you not accustomed to the way I party then?
I went
Because
to
this
that
seems
one
like a
house
very
party
normal
with you.
occurrence.
I went to that one
I
house
was like,
party
you
with
gonna be all up in the bed, you gonna be in the living room, the bedroom, the bathroom, you gonna catch somebody in the bathroom. Like, that's a party.
Yeah,
Well,
we smoke
there's no
We were
rules to a
prepared
house
for it,
party.
though.
If you
We
having a
were
house
prepared.
party, expect your space to be disrespected
right.
to an
Yeah.
extent. That's how I look at it. So I'm like,
we
oh, this sounds like a good
definitely
time.
prepared. We prepared
Yeah.
like
My
for people to be in the bedrooms. So it's not like
Everything
we
was
just,
clean.
Like,
No,
everything
no,
was
no.
The
fine.
worst part, I mean, the most best part I've been to, the bed broke. I was like, okay, y'all had a good time.
I'd be tight.
Beds are mad money though.
Right. So, yeah, you guys said it's been maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah. So we've been jumping around a little bit. I mean, starting out, especially because it was like summer, spring, we were like, stop, let's just do a day party. Like, we just want a nice vibe, go out someplace with a backyard and just chill out. So that's how we've been rocking various places like Ode to Babel, Friends and Lovers, Secret Project Robot, Cafe Urzuli.
These are all in Brooklyn.
Yeah, all in Brooklyn. We're
Brooklyn.
hopping around, you know, trying to keep it local.
I don't like Manhattan.
Yeah, because honestly, living in Brooklyn especially, and I work in Manhattan, so like, when it comes to the weekend, I'm not really trying to cross the bridge. Like, I'd rather just stay in Brooklyn. So keep it local and accessible for all the awesome
everybody.
people that we know in the community and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So now that it's getting a little colder out, we're actually transitioning to some night events, so I'm very excited. Our next one is going to be Hot Sauce Halloween.
Nice.
On the 28th. And we're going to be at Bedbine
It's my
Cocktail
birthday. No, it's
in
not my
Bed-Stuy.
birthday. But Halloween is my birthday.
It's just so.
Yeah.
It's
I
my
think
second
I think I'm
birthday.
coming to
Oh,
this
you're really
party.
big
I can't
on
remember, but
Halloween?
I think I'll be there.
I
Please
fucking
come,
love
please
Halloween.
come.
Don't play with me.
Yeah. Can you talk about Gore Girls?
Yeah, we're collaborating
sure.
with Gore Girls. And
Yeah, so Gore Girls I've started like maybe a couple months, like I would say like 5 or 6 months ago with one of my really good friends, Daniela. We both are like 2 black women that are pretty much obsessed with anything horror, gore, thriller, like kind of stuff.
Oh.
Very nerdy about it. So I kind of was just like, there is no space for this. Like, you know, especially like with black girls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, females are also not known for like liking horror movies, and black women are like, you know, it's a double thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is not a thing. So I was just like, we have to do this. We have to, like, you know, have a blog. We have to like do this, like, and make videos in the future and stuff like that. because that's like my goal is to make horror movies in the future. So
Right.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Jordan Peele just like came out here and snatched a spot. The first
No,
I mean, respect to him.
Nah, there's
though,
room
like,
for
he
all
really
of us.
got it.
There's room for all of us.
Or just like DM him and see what's up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I feel like he would. I feel
Yeah, like
would.
he probably
would
be like,
I see you.
okay, yeah.
But yeah, I felt like I had to, fill that gap. So we started a blog. We've been blogging, and honestly, like the biggest moment of my life is when we first posted our first article, and the first comment underneath it was like, "Oh my God, 2 Black girls that like horror movies. I love it." And I was just like, "There's like a whole community that is completely untapped." So
you're partnering with Hot Sauce.
So yeah, we're bringing it with Hot Sauce. We're gonna probably provide some little visuals, a couple extreme costumes.
This is so cool. So it's a costume party?
It has
it's
to
Halloween. Do
be. It
your
has to
thing.
be.
I'm just
I mean, I know those people that like to
However
act
you
like
coming.
they're costumes, but they're really themselves.
You said it's the 28th?
They're welcome to.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, we going through.
Saturday the 20th.
I was at Bedvine Cocktail like a few weeks ago.
We
like
were-
2 Sundays ago.
We did Halloween together last year too. You were Poetic Justice.
Oh, yeah.
And I was.
That's what I wanted to
You were
do this
Janet?
year.
I was Janelle
Yeah.
Monáe. That was a good time.
Wait, how'd you do Janelle Monáe?
Girl, so
I'm sorry, I have to ask.
no. So I had braids in my hair, like braided it down to the side, and then I had like a white blazer, like a white and black blazer,
White and black.
underneath
You always
with some
gotta do
boots.
white and
Yeah,
black,
it was.
Janelle
Yeah,
Monáe.
it's essentially like
It's a nice reason to wear a
And it was
suit.
actually like Jadena. Like I took a picture with a guy who was there as
That nigga
Jadena.
looked just like Jadena.
He actually did. It was actually very bizarre. So it made the costume a little bit better because he was like around. I was like, oh yeah, that's Jadena.
So good.
Okay, I was actually just thinking about Halloween costumes. I'm terrible. When I say terrible, I'm the least creative person I know.
Me too,
And so
girl.
I can't come up with like good Halloween shit ever. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but it sounds like this is a breeding ground for creativity, which is dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna like deny you if you don't have a costume. 'cause
Oh, okay,
I used to
good.
be just like you.
So I can. Why you say?
I used to wear the same devil horns like every year, and then I realized it's not so bad.
Sad.
It's not so bad.
I'm always in the corner just looking at her like.
Did y'all go to the parade down in
No,
We
Okay.
did that one year.
I dropped
You
my
remember?
ID down the sewer.
Oh my gosh!
Yikes.
Yes. Okay, we went out to the parade.
That was
Actually,
2 weeks after we moved
The
to
question
Brooklyn.
is, why are you so excited?
It was
Yeah,
crazy.
what's the story?
It was just crazy because I watched it happen. Like we were literally going through all these people. Like this is too much. We were just looking for a bar for a minute, and we're like, all right,
Mad
this is where
long.
we're gonna go. And
We
literally
all waiting in line.
We were the
all
next
smiling,
people in
like, yeah,
line.
we're here. Reaching my pocket to get my ID out. Drop right down the sewer drain.
That's insane.
I didn't even wobble.
I just look right at it there, like,
Oh my god, we're not going nowhere.
nobody going nowhere. We were rolling with like 12 people.
It was-
Ain't nobody
it was
going
over.
nowhere.
Yikes.
We having a party at the house.
that was 2 weeks after we moved to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So how long have y'all been in Brooklyn?
3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than 3 years.
Some
We're,
change.
so we're not
Some
all the same
change
age?
on
That's
that.
my real question. We're not all
No, you and I, like, you graduated
14 or 10. High school.
Oh, 10. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay. We're 9 and they're 8.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe I guess like 1, 2, 3. I guess.
Yeah.
You said high school?
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
talking
we're
high
talking
school.
Yeah, you got to check in because
See,
just throwing out dates.
see
I'm
is a little bit.
27. Some people are 26 or 25. That's what we're
I
saying.
just say when I
guys.
graduated high school, I just feel like you do the math.
You do the math. See,
You used to rep your year.
See is our.
Why you okay, first of all, let me go ahead and stop you before you over here trying to like age.
Yeah, she was about
So
to.
I graduated
Check you.
college 09.
That's why I
So-
said that.
Yeah.
well, I was.
Yeah, so no, like when you said high school, I was like, when you said, oh wait, I was like, oh okay, we were on the same age. I was like,
That's
and
why
I was like,
had to
wait, did you say high school or
clarify
college?
for you because I knew that you thought that. I was just trying to be specific. I'm sorry. I just wanted
You were trying to be shady, but it's all good. We
No, I just wanted to
it's,
clarity.
it's the banter. It's what we do. It's our banter. It's,
It
it's
is what we
fine.
do.
It's fine. Me and Clifton are the same age. Sarah, I'm sorry. What's your code
Mac,
name?
Mac.
To our junior
Damn.
executive assistant, part-time producer.
Sorry.
Cliff.
The part-
What you say, Mac? Oh yeah, Mac. Mac, you gonna be 31 this year. How's it feel, brother man?
Nice.
I will say this: once you cross over to 30, it feels motherfucking great. It's just like ain't shit different from your 20s, except you know how to navigate better and your money's a little bit better. So that's all I'll say. Anyway, that's another conversation. Would you agree? Yeah, that's good. I like
makes you
it.
feel
Sex is
better.
better. Everything's better.
Okay.
Here for it.
So
Saturn return. How was that?
Oh, you said what? Saturn return? Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. Wait, break it down. I'm not. So everybody's like, oh, you into astrology because I'm all natural and all this other stuff. I'm like, girl, I don't know nothing about astrology except my own sign. Tell me more.
Oh, well, I guess it's the period between 20 and 30.
Okay.
You kind of have a transformation. This happens 3 times in your life where I think Saturn reaches the same point in the sky as it was when you were born.
Okay.
And you start thinking about, like, your place in the world and what kind of changes you want to make in your life.
So like a quarter life crisis?
Yeah, like third life, something like that.
Somebody tell me who is my friend?
Look, I don't know.
Who is her there? Because this is some shit I have never heard before.
Megan's like, who is
this girl that I used to climb trees with? Okay.
As soon as you said Saturn,
I can personally say that I haven't experienced. I did experience that, but it was before 30. I would say turning.
She said 28 to 30.
Between 28 and 30.
Yeah, but I would say I experienced that maybe like 25, 26.
Yeah. Oh, there was
maybe
that.
27. But like I would say like turning 29 makes you a lot more aware of like, yo, I'm about to be 30 soon. So I feel like a lot of people go through that moment of like, yo, I thought 30 was gonna be this, but I'm supposed to achieve this and that and or whatever. And then you get to a point you're like, yo, when you reach 30 and you meet other people who are in their 30s and 40s, you're like, yo, this shit is actually dope as fuck. Why did y'all tell me this is the other side of life?
Yeah,
like
I'm happy that you're saying that.
It's fun. And also I think once I got past like 28, I realized that 28, 32, 35, 40 are not that far away because I was just 18. I feel like yesterday. Like I feel like I was just in high school. Not let me not say high school. I feel like I just turned 21 the other day. Okay. Like I remember that very vividly. But it's all about your life experiences. Living in New York allows you to be a lot more youthful longer. Versus like I'm from the South, so a lot of my friends they on their 4th kid. They've been married for 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. Well, my cousin who had a kid in high school, she got a kid in high school right
girl,
now.
we're not talking about your cousin. So,
but the point is, let me say something. D,
Put a stop to that.
the way that
you have gotten so far into a.
This is coming from the motherfucker who was trying to shade me for my age.
That was relevant to the conversation. Now we're talking about your kids and somebody's baby mama.
I was trying to give context.
Okay,
I was trying to give context.
Anyway, you said something. Listen,
Clifton.
You said something about New York and life experiences and blah blah blah. And so I wanted to
all relevant and entertaining. Continue with your story.
I wanted to touch on how y'all's experiences have been. I know some of you identify differently, and so you said New York experiences, so I just wanted to ask y'all how you have navigated spaces as LGBT or as women or as Black or whatever it is. Yeah, as allies, whatever you would like to define it as. All right.
I think that coming from and spending most of my time in New Jersey has showed me the other side of New York is like where I can have better experiences. I can kind of be who I am more across that bridge once I enter into New York rather than in Jersey. I've had a lot of negative experiences in Jersey. As getting kicked out of clubs for making out with girls, as in getting, men grabbing me, talking about, why are you doing that, looking at me funny. Where I don't have that, have that much experience over here in New York, especially over in Brooklyn. I've had that experience a little bit in Manhattan, which is kind of how that conversation a year ago on that way down to Philly kind of started. You walking hand in hand with your girl in Manhattan, somebody's got to say something to you. Somebody. Sure. Walking by, some smart-ass comment, some bullshit. I've never had a problem over in Brooklyn, personally. I don't spend as much of my time there as, Darren might or as other people, but when I'm there, I feel comfortable. I feel like I can be me. I don't feel like people are giving me side eyes. Plus, they don't got no gay clubs over in Jersey. Let's be real.
We really don't. Listen, I live in Jersey City. Pint is one of the most popular gay clubs in the state.
I have been there.
Have you?
Yes, and I've also been to one called Feathers.
Male club.
Oh my God,
Feathers.
What the hell is Feathers?
Exactly.
Where is that?
This guy tried to make out with me on Feathers, but he was gay, so I don't even know.
That's a confusing scenario. Where is Feathers?
It's one of them white towns over in Jersey. It has a gay bar, so you try it out, then you realize...
It was very white when I went.
Yeah.
Actually, it was white in Spanish, which was weird to me.
That's Newark.
I'm Googling
I can get into
this. Okay. Yeah, so all I can say is Pint is the only place I know. I've been there before. It is predominantly male though, which is kind of annoying. It's a diverse like
White male
culture.
or what kind of male?
Just male in general. It's culturally diverse actually, but it is mostly men from what I've seen. I've only been there twice because their drinks they serve UV vodka, and if you ever had UV vodka,
That's nasty.
you know that you will be hungover for 3.5 days. And so I don't go there often because I can't handle like the drink specials lead me to think that it's okay to drink these $2 drinks, and then
You can't go nowhere
it's
that has UV vodka.
like then it's Wednesday and I'm like, is it the end of the week? Is it the beginning of the week? Like when was I actually drinking? Like I can't do that shit. So that's dead. But
That,
anyway,
like, neon blue bottle.
yes, that nasty ass neon blue bottle.
you be drinking that?
God, that shit
Hell
is
no, you know I can't
garbage.
drink no vodka. Girl, stop that.
Nobody does that.
We only doing brown liquor.
Thank you for
here.
sharing.
That's
Yes,
for sharing.
we appreciate
thank
it.
you. This brandy's on point.
Word, I'm happy.
Adair, go ahead.
Okay.
Talk about being a lesbian.
Oh,
Not being gay.
lesbians. Well, yeah, no, I am very gay, and poor Noelle. I feel like I've driven, like, especially like, so there's a period where we have this thing called the Wolf Pack because me, Meg, and Noelle were all single at the same time, right? So we'd all be
Aggressively
going
single.
out, aggressively single.
All just went through a breakup.
Yes.
But that be out here.
We out here.
It's different when you're single and then when you all went through a breakup at the same time. Because
Yeah.
when you all break up at the same time, you're ready for the same shit,
Exactly.
no matter who you're looking for.
A little dangerous, a little dangerous.
Yeah.
Right? So we're having a good old time. But of course, Noelle's kind of outnumbered here. Like,
Kind of?
Yeah, very. So
2 to
me and
1, 2 to
Megan are
1.
very gay and looking to do gay things. And I was like, all right. So we had to kind of find a balance. It's like, all right, let's give Noelle her night. But you know what we're doing.
What?
Well,
You know where we ending
You know,
up.
Casablanca and stuff.
Oh, my
the balance.
God.
What you mean what night? Like we put it.
Come on, Meg. She's not like we don't
Can't
like
recognize
Gang
that.
up on me?
No, whoa. I'm trying to do that. But
We're getting off course.
Right.
So being gay, being a lesbian woman in New York, it's been a very interesting experience because like starting off when I came here, I kind of just did the regular, like went to Cubby Hole, went to like Hot Rabbit, and like the parties in Manhattan that you Google and you're like, what do I do as a gay person in New York? You know? So I was doing that and like kind of ran into a situation where I was like, this music is horrible. This is nothing I'd ever even put on.
Yeah, the Cubby Hole music is trash.
Where are these places in Manhattan?
Hot Rabbit
Are these,
too.
yeah, these are in
Hold
Midtown?
on, hold on. So we need these spots. That's
The
very
music
key.
is trash. Cubby
okay,
Hole's lit.
That's fair.
I had
That's
plenty
fair.
of fun nights
$2
at Cubby Hole.
Margarita Tuesdays at Cubby Hole. You know.
Are these places in Manhattan?
Tuesdays.
Yes.
Okay.
That is. Yeah. See those cheap drinks on a weeknight.
It's
I know.
a wrap.
I know what you mean.
Shout out to the $1 margaritas.
I didn't even know the places in Manhattan that had $2 drinks.
Hold up. Shout out to the $1 margaritas at Applebee's for the entire month of October, every day, all day.
I heard.
In Manhattan too?
Every
day, all day,
Applebee's,
That's disgusting.
every day,
I'm
all
intrigued.
day.
That's
It's not
$1?
during happy hour.
That's disgusting.
$1 margaritas. They're called Dollaritas. Continue your story. I just
Wait,
wanted to
we
shout
could go
that out.
up to
Yeah.
Girl, we can go anywhere.
That's off the F
Any
show right there.
Applebee's.
I mean,
y'all
there's a
wanna go.
reason why they're $1, but we won't
Facts.
talk about
We
trash.
won't.
UV vodka.
margaritas,
And
Meg.
we're back.
Margaritas. Tequila. UV tequila.
Sorry. I dare. Go ahead.
No, it's okay, guys. I like this. Yeah, so like going out, I went to a lot of those places, and I felt like it was just a very white space. The music is like, I love music. I love going out and hearing good music. Like, and I want to hear the stuff that I grew up on. Like they call me an old man because like literally something will come on. I'm like, oh, that's my jam right there. I'm just trying to get a 2-step right now. Like that's nothing I was experiencing in Manhattan, and like it was all white women. Like, or I'd see like a random black or a person of color like in the crowd here and there, but it was far and few between. So like a lot of my first maybe like year and a half or so was just like, all right, this is what it is. And I remember going to a screening of this like lesbian short film, and it was at BAM in Brooklyn. I was looking around and there were just all these like women of color everywhere. I'm like, wait a second, like where are all these people at? Like they're here. Exactly. Like this is who I'm looking for, but where are you at? So that as well, and that experience like later in the night where everyone was just like, so what are we doing now? Like we should go somewhere, because everyone you could tell had that feeling of like, wait a second. And I was just like, all right, we need to just bring these people together where they feel comfortable.
That's what's up.
So, and I think that's really one of the real aims we have at Hot Sauce, is just to make especially women feel comfortable, because there's so many places where you
Yeah.
go where you're being objectified or stared at or grabbed in some sort of way, or you just feel you don't feel comfortable or safe. So we try to create the space for them, cater for us.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Word.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
For me,
Objectification is
as an
triggering.
ally, yeah. For me as an ally I'm all up in the lesbian clubs, I would say now more than like the gay bars and stuff like that. But I have a good time. Like I had a lot of fun at Cubbyhole. We had some good times.
We had some nice Tuesdays.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and I don't mind. Sometimes for me, it's like I don't really have to worry about anything. I don't need to like feel like I need to look good or catch a man or anything like that. So I feel like I've ended up in these like gay situations like more than I probably thought I would, but I've had like so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And for me, Adair's point is basically like one of the reasons why I wanted to create these parties as well is like I don't want no nigga touching me, trying to bend me over, touch my ass, and tell me I'm about to like bust it open for him right now. Like I've never been that bitch, never will be that bitch, and it was killing me. It's been killing me since college. So I don't want that place. And so I don't know who had said it about Hot Sauce, but one of the parties someone said to me that they just appreciate they didn't have to like stand up against the wall and, you know, just like be weird or be forced to dance and everybody's got to grind and like all that. And I'm just not that person. Like I'd rather talk or like two-step. And like we electric slide, I think every
that's a success.
I've been
for
to
me.
at least 3 Hot Sauce parties. I can tell you, I've busted out the electric slide.
That's all Katie.
Every
Katie
time.
will electric slide for like at least 2 minutes by herself before somebody comes in.
Adair is like notorious for playing like Before I Let Go or like a Luther song, and it's a rap. Like
my-
immediately it's a rap. Yeah, like
I'm like here.
and Jersey Club, like y'all being from Jersey, y'all know. So when you play this shit, I'm like, yeah,
I'm ready to go.
I'm
Literally
so
any
for the
Jersey club,
percolator.
my ass
It's a
is
wrap.
already going to the left.
and I appreciate it. Like I'm here for that.
I have no context of what Jersey clubs are. I want to get to that later.
Oh no! Jersey
Actually, you do, but
You do, you just don't
know it.
Yeah,
Got you. Okay.
we'll put you on. That's why you got to come to Hot Sauce.
Okay.
I got show you some
told you.
Halloween.
Shit. Halloween, we there.
10/28.
10/20. Well, no, we'll get to that in a second.
Navigating. I mean, I've always been going to gay clubs like since the day of time because all of my best friends have always just been queer. It just happens that way, and I've never planned it that way. But I've obviously, coming from a more suburban area, they were always like predominantly white clubs, like white queer clubs. So moving to New York was more than necessary for me because I've been working and hustling as a freelancer, and everybody that knows freelance knows that if you're not in New York, you're literally waking up in the beginning of the day and you're literally coming in at the end of the night every time. And just being like a female, from like being a female videographer, it's hard because, you know, you're walking around at like 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, like in the Bronx or something. And then I still have to get home to Jersey. So like there literally came to a head where I had to like, you know, get my ass into Brooklyn, you know, and just like make my money that way and just like not have to worry about like, you know, being swept off the streets or something. So yeah, like when I came to Brooklyn, it was pretty much the same thing. I didn't feel uncomfortable, like, you know what I mean? Like it's easy for me because one, I already knew everybody. I moved in with roommates I already grew up with. It was literally nothing. I was already with the experience. But what definitely was different was the fact that I wasn't being objectified, because you'd be surprised. Like, even in Jersey, I've been objectified by gay men.
Really?
And, like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's not the same as, obviously, when you're getting objectified as a straight man. But it's, you know, they see you and they realize that you're straight. Then they're like, oh, like, you can be my bestie. Like, we can kiss each other on the mouth all the time. Like, I don't know what the fuck that shit's about, but, like,
not cute.
it's weird. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. So, in Brooklyn, like, being around all these black people, like, it's actually like an out of control experience, just because you just become more of like a woke person in general, because, you know, suburban areas, yeah, it's diverse and stuff, like, it's diverse, but in Brooklyn, it's like literally you could have an entire party full of black people, and it's just like, what? We don't have to like cater to nobody. We don't have to, like, you know, walk around anyone. We don't have to dance, like, you know, in the space because you don't want to fuck somebody up and like elbow somebody, because I mean, I'm the main person that's literally gonna like wow out at any party. Like, I'm literally gonna Wu-Tang until my arms fall off or something. Like, I don't care. So literally the hot sauce parties, like, they literally just like allow me to be myself. And I've had like really bad experiences, and especially when it comes to like men and being on the streets and just walking around, like, you know what I mean? I think even in Brooklyn, I think I had an altercation, but it was probably the only altercation that I've ever had. It's just dwindled down a lot more. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be able to escape the objectification and the eyes and the calling, the cat calling. You're never going to escape it, but it was way more intense, I guess, in Jersey. Like, it was just way more, like, singular. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these extreme experiences where here it's like, you know, like she said, few and far between. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll have an experience, but there's probably, like, Meg's tall ass is right behind me, so he's probably not gonna fuck with me as much as like when I'm just walking around, like, you know, in Jersey by myself. So
being in Jersey is very different.
It's very different
because like you don't have the reliability of the city. I guess like the city it protects you to some degree from certain things that New Jersey or the suburbs in general just doesn't. And so, I mean, I still live in Jersey, but like Jersey City is so close and also so diverse as a place that it really doesn't feel like my experience has definitely been better and different. And like even when I go home late, you know, we're gonna go home late tonight, and I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll be fine walking home at 11 because nobody's really gonna fuck with me. But when I was going home from the suburbs, it was like, oh shit, like,
because you really gotta get home too.
Yeah, like you really have to get home. The train you gotta catch, the shit you gotta do.
That's what I'm saying. It's like crazier. It's like you
going back to Newark tonight?
Sure am.
Lord, okay, we'll wrap this up.
Right?
So
No rush. No rush.
So
yeah, no, I love this.
Okay.
Like, I think it's fundamental to have this on our podcast because I feel like this is the first time we've ever had people who identify as queer. Or also I want to understand pronouns too to correctly like address. You know, I think this is also just sensitivity training for people who are not as familiar. I realize growing up in the Northeast, it's taught me a lot. I've grown up here now for the last 7 years. You know, it's taught me a lot about other people from other backgrounds, from other cultures, and to get rid of and unlearn a lot of shit that being in a small environment can make you ignorant to. Does that make sense?
Right.
So I feel like you keep saying, like, reiterating Jersey, like how Jersey can kind of like feel like very weird and like being in a place where you're kind of like objectified, or just being in a place where you kind of you don't feel welcomed, or you don't feel like there's spaces for you to be yourself. Those places exist around the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think being in a place like New York City and having, you know, Brooklyn and other places that are very progressive and diverse that make you more tolerant and educated about other lifestyles other than your own, and you don't feel offended by other lifestyles because it's not infringing on who you are, so you're open to it. You know, I think that this is the first episode we've had people from different backgrounds to kind of express that as well. You know, if you identify as queer, if you identify as an ally or whatnot.
I think I learned that from y'all too, to like ask that question. Like from a
nice.
Like the pronoun question. I genuinely, because I feel like at one of the parties, at the first party, something happened and somebody asked someone else, you know, how they identified, and I was like, huh? And I was lost. I was like, I don't understand what's happening. But then I just y'all can explain it. Go ahead.
As like lesbian woman, I still have such a hard time.
Yes.
Not fucking that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Dead ass. Like,
pronouns are hard.
Where we grew up was so diverse and so this and yeah, great, cool. Every time that I still catch myself every time saying like he, she,
they,
he, she, more
girl,
just he,
man.
she, girl, yeah, and it's almost
It's just
like
part of your slang too.
Yeah.
I don't even catch it in
man.
enough time until afterwards. You know when you get in an argument with somebody, right? And then afterwards you're like, damn, I should have said this and this and this.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
That's how I'd be. I don't even realize during it. I'd be like, oh, you know, she said this, da 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 da. And then like 45 minutes later, I'd be like, oh shit, I might have offended them. But I think the biggest part is just kind of recognizing that, you know, other people who do identify a different way. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. A different way. That's not the right thing.
A different way.
Who should have but who do identify in a certain way aren't taking it as like a direct hit from you. If you are cool, like if you are understanding about it, cool about it. So I kind of realize that when I do kind of, you know, fuck up, say the wrong pronoun, or don't, you know, appreciate people for how they view themselves, then I'm kind of like take it to the heart on myself. Like I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. That's not how it is, because I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to try. I'm willing to be like, you know, oh, I'm sorry, or oh, my bad.
And it's the thought that counts too, though.
It's the people that aren't willing to be like, So people that are like refusing to call them by the pronoun that they want to be called by. That's where the kind of like discrepancy lies.
Right.
I think it's like also a level of understanding, or because when we talk about privilege, a lot of times I feel like we're only talking about, or we're frequently talking about like white privilege or racial privilege in a way, and we're not always talking about economic privilege
Or gender privilege.
privilege.
True.
Just
Heterosexual privilege.
exactly. There's just so many levels that we're all privileged in some way, and it's sometimes hard. It's easy to point the finger, but it's sometimes hard to look back and say, wait a second, like, then, you know, some of us don't have as many privileges as others, of course, but sometimes you need to take a minute to understand. And I guess that's one of the really hard things sometimes it is being black and gay. Because sometimes I feel a lot of the times, especially when you think about the church or just like older people sometimes who aren't as open to understanding, it's really confusing to me because I'm like, you understand the struggles that come with being judged or being persecuted for something that is just who you are.
Right.
So I don't understand how you couldn't understand that same thing applying to someone who's poor, someone who's gay, you know, and it's hard. I think, and one of the things with Hot Sauce that we really like to capture is just the intersectionality of it all, because I'm not just a black woman. I'm not just a woman, and I'm not just gay. I'm a gay black woman, and that experience is completely different than those individual experiences. And I think a lot of times we just need to have the compassion and understanding to put yourself in a position to try to understand, even if you don't, at least listen to what this person is saying, because it's hard to show up as you are in this society. And we get so comfortable kind of code switching and masking who we are just so we don't get hurt, or like physically hurt, emotionally hurt, or in some sort of way that it's sometimes hard to draw the line between who you are and sometimes the mask you're putting on based on where you are. And I think we just need to have more understanding for people just wanting to be themselves. Like, that's...
And ask questions, I say.
Yeah.
And for me,
Ask
like,
questions.
as a straight female, when I don't understand, like, pronouns, or, you know, I know for a fact that if someone identifies as they or them, I'm definitely going to fuck that up. So what I tell people is just find out what their name is and only use that name. And
Boom.
Yeah,
Simple.
and I mean,
that?
even on the
That's
other
a little bit
side,
easier
I have a
than that.
That's my
friend. I
straight
have a friend
key.
that identifies as they and them, and I fuck it up all the time just because, like, I'm talking to her all the time. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm talking to them all the time. Like, you know what I mean? And just now, like, you know what I mean?
You
It's like
said
you're
her
just
and
talking.
I was like,
Right.
them, yeah.
So, like, you're talking, and you're just like, and sometimes I'm just like passionately talking, like,
Yeah.
and I'll just like go on a rant, and then I'll just be like, wow, I just fucked it up like 5 different times, but I always say it. Always say it, and like, you know, my friends always looking at me, just like, chill, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the thought. I think really, like, you know, you recognize what you're doing. You know what I mean? You recognize that, you know, this person feels this way and identifies as this way, and they appreciate that. Just like, even like the thought in general, like, you know, some other people would have just been like I even heard one time somebody say something like, oh, you want me to grammatically change like my language, you know, because they, them is like not, you know, structural to like, you know, things that you've learned. I understand, like, I apologize for like trying to change your grammatical like life, like, I don't know, like,
Vernacular.
like, you know, like, I don't, like, I apologize for that, but like, are you serious? Like, you can't even like try. Like, I feel like the trying part is like really important.
It's missed for a lot of people, and
Right.
I think you guys have done a really good job to create open spaces for people, especially to like not be judged. That's my favorite part.
Right.
Is that I can walk in there looking any kind of way.
Yo, booty
and-
shorts and a freaking white beater.
or like a hoodie and
He's made a Wu-Tang right now. What time is it?
I'm gonna be right next to you, girl.
basically
been times.
anything.
There's
And
been
it's,
times.
I never feel crazy, which is good. And I've only gotten positive feedback from my friends who are, you know, like sometimes this is not meant to be how it's going to sound. I feel like straight men get uncomfortable the most out of everyone in these situations.
Definitely.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I've had my straight male friends say to me, that was the dopest party I've ever been to.
Aw.
Or like, that was a shit. Like, we need to do that more often, because they really, like, I just identified with the openness of the culture. And
And normalizing that this is normal. You know
that this is our space. Like, fuck
And-
all the rest of it. It's ours. Like, it doesn't even matter. To me, it starts with race and goes from everything else. Like, the thing we can't hide is our color.
Right.
Right.
And so people know that if it's for us, by us, in terms of race, it just changes the dynamic no matter what.
And
then
also,
from
that's
there-
a great point. Like, unfortunately, when it comes to gay spaces, if you've not been exposed to it personally, you only learn about it from what you read or what you see on TV.
yeah.
So, like, there's not space. I don't think that I've ever seen anything on TV that represents y'all. You know what I'm saying? But there's,
Right.
like you mentioned, communities who are this versus you're being in a space where, like, oh, I'm watching TV and I see Will and Grace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're seeing something that is publicized on a very big level, so you understand, like, okay, what maybe this kind of world looks like. But if you're with a straight man who's never been around, like, a person who identifies as they or them, or as queer, or as a lesbian, or as, you know, what, a homosexual, it creates a space where it's like, yo, we all the same people. We still black. We still have similar experiences. We still part of the diaspora.
We still
all these different
electric
things.
slide when Luther comes
Yo.
on, and
Yo.
that's all that.
And I will
we
even
still
say-
gonna eat this free chicken.
Yep.
We still
Oh, I forgot
gonna
about
do
that
this.
chicken, though.
We
Y'all
still
keep
gonna do
talking
this
about the
electric
chicken.
slide.
Don't
So
forget
what's
about
up?
the chicken.
And also, like, I will say, like, on a personal level, like, and Dee, this might be news to you, but I identify as queer, and I know my own.
You've said that to me before. We
on the,
never
on the
talked
level
about it.
of me being
Ew.
more exposed, like me dating women, and the stares that I have received. It's like, yo, as a black woman, I'm like, oh, I'm subject to it all. I've seen it all. Can't nobody tell me what it is to be having microcosms or having any other microaggressions or anything else that causes me to feel, you know, diminished or feel like I'm in a space where I don't belong. But being in a space where I am now being stared at for other reasons has made me a lot more empathetic and a lot more aware of what it is to, you know, I am now embracing who I am and living in my truth. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care what anybody else thinks. So I'm exploring
to
and
that
allowing
right there.
myself to enjoy that part of myself. You know, I'm not allowing previous experiences or anything that I was raised in to tell me, oh, well, you on that gay shit, or like you over here I'm talking about anything that you think derogatory. That's the shit that I grew up on. You know what I'm saying? And I come from a very traditional immigrant culture as well. But I realize that I have to unlearn certain things within myself, but also have to realize that other people might have not unlearned those things yet. So it's been an experience where I've become a lot more understanding what it means to, like, a person who says, you know, they want to be referred to as they or their, right? Like, that is their truth. That is who they are, and we should respect that.
And who
know
are
what I'm
you
saying?
to tell? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
who's somebody to be like, oh, I don't feel comfortable doing that because this is the way I grew
Right.
up. Like, I
Nobody
don't
gives
care
a
how you grew
fuck
up.
Right.
if you don't feel comfortable.
At the end of the day, if somebody was racist and like they just grew up that way because their parents were like that, and then they meet a black person that they really like, oh, like, am I supposed to just be like, oh, you grew up that way, so like I'm not even gonna try to change you? Like,
Right.
what if we vibe? Like, so unlearn, like, real quick.
Exactly. And I think it takes for you to be in spaces where it's like, yo, you like music? I like music too. You know what I'm saying? Simple
Look
shit
at
that make
that.
people feel comfortable. You know, like we are the same. Like we're the same at our core. But bringing people in an environment where they feel safe makes that dope. Like
It's our,
how you
and
said,
it's also our like responsibility to make sure, like, not to get it twisted. Like, our parties are very safe, but like that doesn't mean that somebody's never gonna invade the space and be like, oh, I'm about to be a fuckboy tonight.
Right.
Like, you know, it's our responsibility to just like make sure that you cut the shit. Like, you know what I mean?
and that's to open a new
like-
kind of culture.
Well,
too.
but mostly you guys, I feel, are word of mouth. Like your space is created by those that you know in your network. So it's not, you wouldn't, like, people, you know, I invited my friends who I knew are not fuckboys. Like, I would never bring anybody in there who would disrespect the space.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody, it's an unspoken rule. Like, just, we're not fucking with this. Like,
No, but-
we're here to have a good time, no bullshit, leave it at the door type of thing, which is also
But
good.
if it ever happened, I'm just saying, we ready.
we
Y'all got a squad.
Hella-
40 fingers.
There's 4 of you,
6'5",
like security guard.
My brother
fingers.
is done with
We
us.
got these 40 fingers.
He's done with us.
Oh, he's done? He taps out?
Yeah, he thinks we crazy.
Well,
He's done.
that sounds like his problem and not yours.
Nah, he just wants the drinks. He don't want to work.
He's like, listen, I'm a sibling. Why you got me working? Fuck that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure y'all ain't paying for real. I wouldn't pay my brother's 6'4". I wouldn't pay that nigga either. I'm sorry. You wanna make sure I'm good then, right? Okay, then stay at the door. Thank you.
He drove me crazy my whole life.
All right, so this has been like Super dope. We really appreciate you guys being this open and this willing to tell us about your experiences. If you want to shout out, obviously you guys are having the party on Saturday the 28th.
Where can people find you? How can they find out more about the parties?
Instagram, anything y'all want to plug. This is time, personal or Hot Sauce or whatever.
All right. So first, we are Hot Sauce. We are a collective of 4 women of color, and we are trying to create a space for Black people identifying in all walks of life. So we got good music. We started off with day parties, but we're starting with night parties now. We always give out free chicken.
I love
we
it.
fried up. It's real good. Adair's looking at me. It's not free no more. It may not be free, but it's good chicken.
There's like suggested donations.
Right, so
and you got to pay the people. Damn.
I hate to charge Black people anything, but
We do support the artists.
We support the artists, and we do got to make money because we bring in DJs. So the way our party's set up is we have, I guess at this point, 1 or 2 guest DJs before Adair, our resident DJ, like basically shuts it down.
Hey.
We also always try to have a performer. So every party we've had a performer, rapper, singer. We had beatboxers one time, which was dope.
Nice.
That was a great time.
Yeah, shout out to all the artists that came through.
Yes,
and
Beatbox House.
Kareem, Kadeem King,
Kadeem King,
Crown Dante.
They were
All
so
of our
all of them been so
DJs.
amazing.
All of our the DJs is a long list. Shout out to Five Boy.
Hey.
Right? But our next party is going to be October 28th, Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock at Bedvine Cocktail in Bed-Stuy.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us at Hot Sauce, and it's HAUTE Sauce BK on Gmail.
Ooh, and follow at Gorgo.
You mean on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram.
What I
You
say?
said on Gmail.
That's our email address now, so I guess if you want to
Yeah, if you want to hit us up,
They got us here.
on
We're
that
trying to
Gmail.
send an
They
email.
got us here drinking it up. So.
I
blame them.
Say Gmail. Yeah, so we on Facebook, Hot Sauce BK, and IG, Hot Sauce BK, and then
At Girl Girls, there's a little hyphen in between. At Girl Girls.
Okay.
Yeah, we lit.
And I'm a resident DJ Adair, _ it's Adair BK. I DJ all over the place. I'm doing a benefit for Puerto Rico this Saturday.
Wonderful.
It's Secret Project Robot. Yeah, it pops up. The stuff pops up.
Tell us more.
Yeah, so I'm working with this dope kind of, actually like a label. So they're called Doom Dab, and they're kind of run by a chick named Hannah, or HD, and she's kind of putting together a series of events just to kind of support what's going on, raise money. So I'm going to be at Secret Project Robot between 6 and 8 on Saturday. Then I'm throwing a masquerade lingerie party.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, with the homie 5 Boys. So that's going to be on Friday the 13th.
Oh boy.
I'll be DJing all night, so that'll be very queer,
Where's this?
very weird.
You gonna be in lingerie?
Huh?
You gonna be in
I'll
lingerie?
get maybe I'll get a little
Some
some silk boxers.
Yeah.
I got the sports bra, maybe a little robe.
Oh my god!
Please do not bring out that Calvin Klein sports bra.
Yeah,
Don't cover her sports bra. Oh
right?
shit.
You see? So anyway, keeping it sexy on the 13th. Then on the 26th, I'll be at Brooklyn Museum. Electric Punani, which is this dope DJ duo. They travel all around. So I'm gonna be opening out for them. They're throwing a Halloween party at the Brooklyn Museum on Thursday, the 26th, and then we got Hot Sauce on the 28th. So
Come through.
Nice schedule.
Follow us on Instagram.
woo, it's gonna be dope.
Word.
Come with your
Life is good.
costumes, y'all.
Yes.
Bet. So
Come as you
C and I probably gonna go to Hot Sauce on the 28th.
Yeah.
And we just want to thank
What you dressing up as?
I don't know.
Y'all should do a collab
I really
Halloween costume.
Facts. We are.
What are the most opposite costumes you could possibly put together?
I don't know. Yin and yang, man.
don't do
The
this.
sun and the moon.
Literally,
I'll be the sun.
and that's fine because I'll be the moon.
Yes.
All right. Well, in other news, we will like to say thank you again to our guests. You guys have been amazing.
Shout out to Hot Sauce. Yes.
And then
I'm trying to pronounce it properly. Hot
No,
Sauce.
it's really just hot.
No, you
sauce.
literally
Oh,
can say
hot
hot
sauce.
sauce.
My
You
bad.
said it right the
Adair
first
likes to
time.
scream it off the top of her like, hot sauce!
So yeah, check them out. Follow all their things. Go to all their events. We'll be at some of those things. Turning up with y'all. You can find us on Black_meets_world on Instagram. We're trying to do better with our stories and our lives, so y'all can
Oh, catch these stories right now, though. You can catch them right
catch
right
these
on now.
joints.
All right, this episode premieres Sunday.
If you follow us while we're recording, we do put up these things. Also follow us on Black Meets World on Twitter. Oh shit. Hold on.
You know, reach out to us on Twitter. We have a shout out to Lavon Coker. She reached out to us and hit us up on the Twitters, on the interwebs, and retweeted us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for telling us what you want to hear. We appreciate the feedback. It feels so good to know that you are supporting us, and it helps also to know what else you want to know about.
Also, shout out to Najee Omar, our self-proclaimed creative director,
Trying to take Clifton Place,
for putting us on as well, for retweeting us and shouting us out. You can also find us on email at blackmeansworld@gmail.
At Gmail.
gmail.com. Okay, peace and blessings, everybody. Good night.